Hey everybody, welcome to The Commit, episode 29. I'm Neil.
And I'm Richard.
So Richard, what's new this week?
Two pieces of news for you. So there's still time to apply for the Launch Hackathon in San Francisco. It's taking place weekend after next.
February 26th through the 28th.
Yeah. Great hackathon to go to if you're looking to create a startup, looking to raise capital. It's backed by Jason Calacanis' launch organization, and there's definitely a lot of seed money available for companies that do really well there. So
yeah, it's up to like $1 million in seed investments for 4 companies, so it's crazy.
Could be great. The second one that I wanted to put on people's radar is I saw John Gottfried from MLH post today on Facebook that MLH is actually helping teams and student teams get involved in a Red Bull music hackathon. It's taking place April 8th and 9th in San Francisco. So definitely check that out. We'll put a link in the show notes.
Cool. It's like a continuation of the Music Academy program.
Yeah,
right?
I think it looks really cool. So that's definitely worth checking out. What have you got, Neil?
Cool. Don't forget, we're also going to be at MHacks this weekend, and we're bringing our camera, so come, say hi. We might even have t-shirts. Maybe.
Maybe.
Probably.
Likely.
Almost definitely.
So if you've been taking part in any hackathons recently, you might have noticed that we've been asking some questions on the submission form about recruiting. So we've been doing some research, and actually what we wanted to do today was share some of that information back with you so you can get a sense of kind of what are the things that we're learning. So Neil, you want to take us through some of the things that you've seen first?
Sure. So we asked hackers kind of like, what's the toughest part of the job search process? And an overwhelming, well, an astounding 42% of them said that customizing their resumes and writing cover letters was their least favorite part of the job search process.
Right.
I can appreciate this. I've sent out resumes before. It's no fun to, individually remove bullet points, try to make it fit that one page, and then write these astounding cover letters to every recruiter saying how much you want to work there. But I don't see another way quite yet.
Well, I think it's also one of the key ways you have to actually show that company that you've paid attention to the job, that what is the impact you want to create there. I think it's the best way of communicating that right now.
It doesn't have to be super long, right? I think 3 paragraphs, even if it's maybe 9 sentences is probably all you need. If it gets you to that first phone screen or that first interview, it's done its job.
Totally. What else?
Cool. So we asked hackers how they felt about hackathons and their career, and if they felt that there was a connection. And the majority of hackers said that yes, hackathons definitely support our career development. And they particularly cited how they help them practice new skills, learn new skills, how they sort of get an opportunity to get some mentorship from other people, and I think that plays really well into networking as well. So you get to practice, learn stuff, and meet new people.
That's great.
I think that's exactly what people are looking for. Cool. So the third thing was, what does it take to get comfortable with a company? So hackers told us that overall they want to meet between 1 to 3, maybe even 1 to 4 people at a company to feel really comfortable about working there.
Do you think you can meet too many people at a company? Yeah,
I think that maybe after about 5 or 6, you start reaching that diminishing returns point, especially if it all happens in maybe 1 or 2 days, right? You're meeting a lot of people, it's a lot of faces, a lot of names, and the information you get after the 5th, 6th, 7th person is probably not going to be a lot different from the information you got from the first 3. But I think that this extends into recruiting and planning your sort of strategy as a sponsor or as a hiring manager. When you go to a hackathon or you go to a college session or you're planning your strategy in general, bring 3 to 5 people and try to get every candidate, try to get everyone that you talk to meet a few people from your team and help them get that experience. And the more familiar they are with you, I think that'll help you.
Yeah, it definitely helps show what the culture is.
Yeah.
So I've actually been looking into areas around internships. I found this very interesting. So one of the things was that almost 50% of people said that an internship would be a major factor in them deciding whether to join a company full time. Which is logical if you think about it, Neil, because if you have a good experience on the internship, you're likely to be very inclined to join that company if they make you an offer. Right,
and if you have that offer early on, then boom, that speaks a lot to retention. You're there, you're like, okay, great, I've got this locked up. I can focus on something else now and not, again, that job hunt process.
Totally. Which brings us into an interesting question, which is how do people select which internships to go to?
Assuming they have multiple offers.
Right, so we asked people that if you had to decide between multiple internship offers, what are the factors? So the number 3 factor was culture. What's it like to work there? Number 2 factor was location. And the overarching number 1 factor was money. How much am I going to earn during my internship?
Did you find that surprising?
I did slightly, yes. I thought that maybe kind of location and learning might have been kind of 1 and 2, but it was interesting to see that money was a really big factor. And I guess when you think about it, that is logical.
Right. Well, you know, it's like how musicians say it's all about the music, and then the money matters. You can't leave it out.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I saw the Grammys last night. There was that whole speech about it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Definitely. Well, the other thing that we looked at was what makes developers suspicious. So if you're going to get all these great people to join your company, you've got to be able to write job adverts that developers engage with and are interested in. So some of the things that we found that make people suspicious are lack of honesty about compensation.
I think this is probably the biggest point.
Absolutely. So are you being clear about how people are going to be compensated? What's the mixture, especially for startups, between equity and salary? I think these things are really important. Avoid buzzwords. Buzzwords make developers suspicious. So, you know, it may sound like a little bit of a mean stack comment, but nevertheless, buzzwords don't help.
You're going for a full stack answer though.
Yo, definitely. You need to be a full stack, responsive, lean answer, but avoid
be very
buzzwords.
agile.
Totally. The other thing is being tone deaf, right? So you need to make sure you're being clear, you're being concise. People don't want all of the BS about your company in the job adverts. They want clear descriptions of what it's like to be there, what's the role.
Right, and even speaking a little bit more about the role, don't say that you're hiring a senior developer and then, you know, ask for someone who has like 2 or 3 years of experience. And don't say you're hiring a junior developer and ask them for 10 years of experience with Swift. A, that's not a thing yet. And B, it shows that you don't know where your job lies with respect to who it is you're targeting.
Absolutely. So we hope you found that information interesting. We'll share more as we learn more. Neil, let's do staff picks.
All right. All right. My staff pick this week is Tactile by Charlene, Grace, Chen, Jilin, and Chandani. And what this is, it's a really cool OCR machine vision slash hardware hack. So what this team did was they created a real-time text-to-braille translator. So if you snap a picture of some text, right? It could be one of these note cards, or it could be like a flyer or something. It'll use Project Oxford to OCR the text, and then using a special Arduino controller that these guys built, it'll actually convert that to Braille. So you could put your hand on a real Braille reader, and it'll, you know, sign out each of the letters.
That's a really awesome project. I love it. So I picked the Queen's Speech, and this is from TreeHacks, built by Ingrid, Joan, Laura, and Approver. So it's designed, and it's in this way, it's kind of similar to a hack you and I saw at Pen Apps, but it's designed to help people improve their public speaking skills. So you put on the VR headset, and then you give your speech to the audience. So now 3D tracking looks at, monitors where you're looking at in the audience.
You can sort of stay center.
Yeah, stay centered, deliver each line to a different person, and then it actually replays your speech and helps you identify where to cut out filler words, so where you've ummed or you've ahed or you've repeated a word. Really cool project, and, you know, really showing lots of great utility in UR hacks. That's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
Very cool. So that's all we've got time for on episode 29. If you're coming to MHacks, come say hi. If you're not, happy hacking wherever you are.
Happy hacking.